She was a member of one of the hottest girl groups of all time, En Vogue.
Yeah.
Today, Dawn Robinson is revealing she's homeless and living in her car.
You guys, for the past almost 3 years, I have been living in my car.
Wow.
I said it. Oh my God, it's out.
Now 58 years old, she was a founding member of the wildly popular R&B pop group who's put out a string of hits.
Yo.
If you would have said to me while I was in Vogue, you're going to be living in your car one day, I'd be like, huh?
Video on her social media
Wow.
shows Dawn sitting in front of a white SUV.
Hold on. For the young cats that don't know, En Vogue was Destiny's Child before Destiny's Child. That's how much of a big deal that they were back in the early 90s. They were Grammy nominated, sold over 30 million albums. And this is back when albums, like $20 a pop. But we all know how predatory the music industry was, especially back then before they can Google what a contract should look like. To go all the way from that, your peak, to be humbled like this, to have to live in your car is incredible. Let's listen to some more.
It's not known if this is the car she's living in.
It's not easy by any means. Every day I have to take my bed down in the back. I gotta.
What?
If it rains, oh my God, I've had problems.
Dawn was living in this pleasant Hollywood Hills home, but then moved to Vegas to stay with her parents. 3 years ago, she headed back to...
Wait a minute. Hollywood Hills West is a popular neighborhood for home buyers who can afford to buy a home in the medium price range of $3.3 million. Outside of these predatory contracts, outside of these producers or agents taking too much of these artists' money, this is a large component of the problem of why they cannot sustain throughout the entirety of their life based off the money that they made previously. The unwillingness to downgrade your life or to understand budgets or to understand how much is going out and how much is coming in would probably help you in not living in your car or being homeless in the future. By the way, if you put 20% down on a home like this with today's interest rates, that's about $20,000 in mortgage payment a month. But when you realize a component of the reason why certain people end up in certain situations, I lose sympathy.
To LA, but says she couldn't afford the rent, so she started living in her car. Inside Edition reached Dawn's mother, who told us,
move somewhere else.
Unfortunately, I haven't seen my daughter in 3 years.
What?
I still love and miss her.
Okay. I bet you there's a lot more going on to this story than what we currently know right now. 3 years of not talking to your mom is a very damn long time. Nevertheless, though, her ex-husband came out and spoke about this particular situation. Mind you, the ex-husband left her. Interesting. We're going to go over that video in a quick second, but I first want to go through her long-form thoughts.
You guys, for the past almost 3 years, I have been living in my car. I said it. Oh my God, it's out.
She can still sing. Hopefully she's working.
In my car. Oh my gosh. If you remember, if you guys were with me in 2020, I did like 105,000 interviews. And in the interim, I was living with my parents in Vegas. And that was wonderful until it wasn't. I love my mom, but she became very angry. And a lot of her anger, she was taking out on me, and I was her target all the time. And I was like, I can't deal with this. Like, I respect her too much. I didn't understand it. I still don't. And it hurt me. So I was just trying to figure it out, but I couldn't. You can't read someone else's mind. You can't figure them out. They got to figure themselves out. So I was like, let me get out of here. And I was sleeping in my car for maybe about a month in Vegas. And then the guy that was co-managing me at the time was living in LA. And he said, you need to come back to LA because it's getting ready to be fire in Vegas. You need to come back. I love LA. So I said, okay. And he said that I could stay with him. And so I was like, okay. But you have a dog, I have a dog. And he's like, I don't have a lot of room, but I'll make room for you. And then when I got to his place, he actually didn't have room for me. So it turned into, okay, well, I'm going to put you in a hotel for the night. And that one night turned into 8 months. Oh my God, you guys. I was like, no, this is unacceptable.
Again, I think there's a lot of details being left out right here. You made an adult decision to leave one state for another. You get there and it just turns out that he didn't have room for you. If I was to take a guess, I'm gonna put on my MTR thinking cap here and say that the manager had ideals of them being in a relationship. And then when she let him know that he's nothing but a coworker or friend, he said, I must summon you back to the streets. Trying to read between the tea leaves here. But it's wild that before making a major decision like that, it was not confirmed that there would be room and or space for you to restart your life.
Because every apartment that I looked at, every single time I looked at a place, I would call him and I'm like, okay, can you meet me here? I would tell him ahead of time, of course. And then he wouldn't meet me there until I would take video and send it to him. And he's like, no. Oh my God, this neighborhood, I hate it. I'm like, dude, I'm the one who wants to live here. And it's way cheaper than the hotel. I told my assistant one day, I have been researching car life. There's a whole community of people that live in their cars, and a whole community of people that live in their RVs, and a whole community of people that live in vans. Van life, car life, RV life. And I loved what I was seeing. I just thought, wow, these people, I can do that. I can do this, I think. And I ended up in my car, and it's been, like I said, 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like he was playing games, and I knew he was playing games, and I wasn't the one. I'm like, come on, I'm trying to make this easier on you because financially, I know it's got to be hard. You're paying your rent and you're paying my hotel. Like, no, his apartment was $1,700 a month, and then my hotel was over $3,000. Yeah, way too much, and no. I'm not doing this. I can't. So if
he was paying $1,700 a month and you was to split that, what is that, like $850 a month? To pay that in LA seems like it would be a steep discount, but I think that there's more to the story just going off of some of the things that she says about the manager.
I was always stressed every week because he would pay weekly for the hotel. So every week I was like, oh my God, can you afford it? Are you okay? And he's like, no, I can't, but I'm getting it together. What? You're the one who said to go to the hotel and you're not approving any of the apartments. Like, it would be so much cheaper to just get me into an apartment. Like, what's the problem? Sometimes I think, you guys, people want to trap you and keep you in a situation where you're vulnerable and depending on them. And I wasn't the one. So, yeah, I got out of there. March 9th, 2022 is when I left the hotel.
Listen, it's hard to come out and talk about things like this. So for that, I definitely salute Dawn, especially in the world of highlights in one's life here today. And I salute her because there's so many great lessons to be learned about this, right? Not only the importance of living in well within your means, but then changing your lifestyles to accommodate your new revenue. You upgraded your lifestyle and still kept components of that lifestyle, even though you weren't making that amount of money, until life humbled you to where now you have to take on a different lifestyle. And this goes for everybody. No matter how much money that you are making within your life, if you do not do the basics, such as have a high income earning skill, gain knowledge within it. Instead of becoming house poor, you invest intelligently. If you're not doing the basics, then you're going to set yourself up for failure. Nevertheless, this video right here goes on for like another 20 damn minutes. We get the gist. Let's go over her ex-husband's comments.
This isn't about me. This is about me just minding my own damn business the other day and seeing a video come up on my feed, and then a bunch of other people texting me the same video of my ex-wife, the woman that I was in love with for about 10 years of my life, telling the world that she was sleeping in her car and was homeless. That either her mother put her out or her mom was making her life miserable, and immediately I knew all of that shit was not right. I know Barbara Jean Alexander, okay? That woman is an angel. Her mother and I talked, actually, we just talked yesterday. She'd never put her out. She'd never put her daughter in the streets. There's no argument that you could have with Barbara Jean that you could ever view as aggressive or mean-spirited. So I knew something else was going on.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I don't know. I scroll through and I see people talking and people ripping her apart and putting their 2 cents in. But this music industry is demonic. It takes and it takes and it takes. It uses you up until you have nothing left, and then it seeks to destroy you for the ratings. Because the people at the top, they get paid on both ends, on your way up and on your way down. So if nothing else, I just want people to look at Dawn as a human being right now.
Okay.
I know Jermaine Dupri seems to feel like maybe this might be a hoax that she's doing or some kind of publicity stunt. Slim Thug.
It may very well be something to push views on the YouTube channel because it sounds like she took an active decision for car life. Not that she's homeless because she can't pay for anything.
Thug had a more human take on what's happening, but those are men. What I want you to understand is that this is a woman. And while we can bounce back and end up in a position like I'm in right now, I'm an executive for Hilton. I make over $500,000 a year. Not everybody can do that shit without some help. So maybe you could call it survivor's guilt or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But when I see my ex, somebody that had my heart at one point in my life struggling, I don't believe that bullshit about her wanting to do van life or, you know, wanting to have to put a video out telling everybody that she's living in her car. I believe it was a cry for help, you know, so I reached my hand out to help. Sad part is, I don't think she'll take it. I'd love if she did, but this industry, it twists your head up so tight that the only thing that matters is the crowd's approval, you know, and she doesn't have the crowd anymore. And she can't do anything to get that back. She don't really believe that. I know that's what all this is about, but she's struggling with something. I'm not a doctor, but I'm aware of, you know, mental health issues. I had one at a point in my life decades ago. I had problems with my temper. I had abandonment issues from being abandoned by my mother, abused, incarcerated throughout my childhood, my entire childhood. But I'm a man. I bounced back and worked through my mental health issues. But what about when you're the biggest girl group since the Supremes and you're conditioned by producers, predatory producers who know that they're going to you for every dime that you earn. But they feed you a bunch of hope and dreams, and you record album after album after album and never, ever, ever get rich. Now you're older and the radio stations, they don't want to really play your new music. They don't want to play your music videos. They don't want nothing to do with you. You didn't get your big shot to put out your solo album. The bills start piling up. The shows start drying up. And you're getting older still. Your group kicks you out. You find another group. That group kicks you out. You finally meet the man that you want to marry.
He kicks you out.
Marry him. Then he kicks you out.
I'm going to be honest here. I think the husband throwing out that he makes $500,000 a year while his ex-wife is homeless and then sort of spinning this message to be on her side at the same time. To me, this is like a man that got divorced from someone and his revenge is to try to act or virtue as if he understands the wife's plight. But hold on, let me tell you how awesome I am in the middle of it. I think it's one of the coldest forms of revenge ever. It's like, oh, well, if she acted right, she could have gotten this $500,000 per year. But if that was the video, it would have gotten a way more negative perception. During an interview with TMZ Hip Hop, the ex-husband shared that he offered her a job in the hospitality industry. And here goes a picture of them back in the day right here. And here goes another one. He told TMZ that he previously offered the opportunity to her. He said that his ex-wife will receive free medical from day one as well as PTO to juggle her career. Let's finish up.
But you still have dreams. The people that come, they don't quite know how to get it done for you. So you get bitter and you get angrier. You start to be demanding and people look at you like, who the fuck are you to be demanding? You haven't had a hit in years. What have you done for me lately? And then you get angrier and more bitter. And then you get left alone. Because you lash out a lot. Because you started out that really sweet girl with all these dreams that were coming true, where you did the work and you did what you were supposed to do, what you were directed to do. And the money came and you didn't get any of it. Now nobody wants to work with you. What the f did she do wrong? No record labels want to sign you because in the meantime, Napster just happened. And people stopped buying music. The fans that love you so much, they steal your music now. And then they read about you sleeping in your car. Half of these twisted fools out here and down in the comments, they're living their own psychosis. We understand that. Half of them are hoping that they hear a sad ending. The other are praying for your success. And your mind is desperately swimming in survival mode, trying to figure out how to get your head above the water so you can breathe. She's drowning, guys. She's fucking drowning. That's what I think. But that's just a human take on it. And who am I? The guy that left her, the guy that bad-mouthed her decades ago, calling her a spoiled bitch, among other things. Yeah, that's me. But at the time, I was hurt because I didn't know how to respond to her pain. You know what I mean? But I've had a long time to think about it, a lot of life to learn how to read, and I don't want people to misread her.
I'll be honest, I think this would have been a lot better if he never said a damn thing. Or did you call her a spoiled bee because that was the truth? Could a degree of her spoiled behavior be leading to the inability to budget correctly throughout her life? Perhaps what we're seeing from him is less revenge and more guilt. Could she have not chosen a different path outside of singing, gain skill sets in other fields in order to increase the amount of money that's coming in? Shit, let's say I had to stop being a content creator tomorrow. I'd have to do something else. I'd have to figure it out. And ain't no one besides those in my inner circle that if I was to end up homeless would have sympathy over me because of what it is that I was doing previously within life, where the game done change, or the monetization done change. I'd have to just figure it the hell out. And I wouldn't want anyone to feel sympathetic over me if I was blowing money fast, if I was not investing correctly, or building up an emergency fund in order to continue to be comfortable as I figure out something else to do in this wide and vast world of opportunity. All right, guys, listen, I'm gonna end the video right here. What is it that you think about this situation? Let me know down in the comment box down below. Do you think that this is more so, she squandered opportunities, didn't work hard enough, didn't save money enough? Or do you think that she's a complete and utter victim of the entertainment industry that just ate her up and chewed and spit her out after there, and she gained nothing from it? What do you also think about the ex-husband comments? Is he being sincere? Is this like a little bit of revenge, or is he actually feeling guilty? Let me know your comments down in the comment box down below. Let's have a discussion about it, and I will see you guys soon. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.
She belongs to the street.
Girl, don't hold my hand. You a mattress actress on the OnlyFans. Get your money, girl, but damn, how is that your only plan? What you gonna do when you get too old to strip and dance? Get up out your echo chamber screaming period and yes. You a low down dirty woman if you try to get knocked up by a high value man.